Hello my fellow peeps, it's me Spot and welcome to Furry News. On this week's news, Furry Raiders, Foxler sex crime case, Jacob Kovar pleads guilty in scheme to frame witness, Candy caught on 179 and his Waymond respectively have had information collected on them showing that they have solicited the sale of cub porn, bestiality, and have been recently caught and reported for the exchange of child pornography and bestiality pornography. Beastars, Season 2, Episode 12. Why didn't they reveal Legoshi's grandfather? Do we get another season? And more, right here on Furry News.
This segment includes bestiality, child pornography, and zoophilia. Viewer discretion is advised. Twitter users at CandyCon179 and TizWayMont, also known as Chris K and Sam L, have been revealed on Twitter that they have participated in sale of bestiality, cub, and child pornography. At CandyCon179 has been removed from Twitter, while at TizWayMont is still active on Twitter. Conversations have been revealed of them having conversations of bridging their fantasies and engaging in bestiality roleplay to reality. To quote, "I remember you used to have RP having feral sex with a wolf friend of yours a while ago." And also, "We both have cubs and zoophilia in our favorites. Any police investigation or activity from their local area has said to occur as of the posting of this video."
Beastars, Season 2, Episode 12. The final episode for this season. There is so much tension in this one single episode and I really like it. From this episode, they left a lot of things from the manga, like the showing of Legoshi's grandfather and what happened after Legoshi was arrested. Some people criticize about the ending of the season. Some say that it was too short and some say that it was alright. But all in all, Beastars and its last episode of Season 2 was a heartwarming and a great episode to finish the whole season.
A sex crime case against Furry Raiders Foxler pleads guilty in scheming by framing witness. A previous US national headline back in 2017 was the killing of a furry convention named Rocky Mountain Furcon, by posing a naughty dog whistle image and targeting minors and critics. In 2019, the founder of Furry Raiders, Lee Foxler Miller, was arrested by local Denver police and was charged with sex crimes with a child. The evidence shows up as 2021, which shows that the witness was intimidated by Miller. Said witness was intended by them to be lured into a trap of being framed with said charges, along with other actions such as doxing and harassment. The followers of Miller would bait other news sources since the false reports against the witness. Miller's right-hand man, Jacob Kovar, was contacted with proof by Dogpatch Press, who was also confirmed to be faking identity as 14 and 16-year-old boys while wearing the said witness. Kovar was already on parole for sex offense while working out of Miller's residence in Fort Collins, Colorado. In 2021, a Colorado court have resolved charges against Kovar. He pleaded guilty for felony attempt to influence a public servant and invasion of privacy for sex gratification. The DA dismarched changes for witness victim retaliation, stalking, extortion, and criminal impersonation. Kovar was ordered to stay apart from the victim, gain a new sex offender evaluation, and faces years in prison from new penalties apart from parole violation. The sentence was set for April 2021.
For this video's top story, Samuel P. Jack, also known as the owner of the YouTube channel Bestia Amore, a bestiality/zoophilia podcast channel, has been recently doxxed on Twitter. The dox was done by the wonderful minds of the Twitter page Zoophile Struggle Tweets. And in the result of this doxing, Samuel P. Jack saw it fit to change his username on Twitter from Bestia Amore to Wintergreen, in a desperate yet futile attempt to run away from the consequences of his actions. 11 hours after this event, he tweeted in his account saying, "You know, I can't wait until our next episode. I just have to wait until Ellie can record. It's not going to be pretty. I have a lot of laundry to air out with a lot of people. I will not hold back. I will not apologize. Finally, after 2.5 years of this Activision BS, the way it's currently going on, both on pro and anti sides, I've hit the end of my goddamn rope. What could all of this mean? Who is this Ellie person that he has mentioned? What is going to happen in their next episode? Only time will tell. This has been CookBoss88 with this video's top story.
Next up is the Superstraight movement emerging from TikTok. Warning, as this segment includes pornography and transphobia. Viewer discretion is advised. As of March 2021, a TikTok has created the concept of superstraight. The definition of superstraight is having sexual attraction to non-transgender people opposite of their sex. They have also implied the concept of super gay, super lesbian, etc., all under the non-attraction to transgender people umbrella, or the super umbrella. The TikTok and the people under this movement have declared this as sexuality and argued that the movement isn't transphobic. By the etymology of transphobia, it is described as being scared of transgender people. By an LGBTQIA+ community, this is not the case.
Yo guys, I made a new sexuality now, actually. It's called super straight, okay? Since straight people, or straight men as myself, I get called transphobic because I wouldn't date a trans woman. You know, they're like, would you date a trans woman? I'm like, no, why? That's a female. No, like, that's not a real woman to me. Like, I want real woman. No, you're just transphobic. So now, I'm super straight. I only date the opposite gender, women, that are born women. So you can't say I'm transphobic now because that's just my sexuality, you know?
Transphobia describes the invalidation of a transgender person's identity and treating them as their cisgender state. The definition of a sexuality is the attraction to specific genders and how they are attracted to them, such as media, and as having developing sexual attraction by being with a person for a long time, thus having them as sexuality, regardless of their physical appearances. Now, the definition of the super umbrella says that they have no attraction to transgender people. Moreover, they define this as genitalia preference. Due to these arguments, they treat the transgender group as a completely separate group. They argue further, on their website of pornography, that there is a separate genre with post-operation transition transgender people. Due to these arguments, they invalidate the concept of the transgender as completely who they were before, thus meeting with the definition of transphobia. They argue again with this point that it is genitalia preference, but this contradicts with the definition of a sexuality. This argument does not justify it being a sexuality, and in fact ruins the foundation, the concept of the super umbrella being a sexuality. Overall, the arguments of the so-called sexuality contradicts the movement by being a sexuality, as it is only genitalia preference, which is completely accepted in the LGBTQIA+ community. The definition of the direct implication to the common definition of transphobia definitely meet, thus rendering the super straight movement as an invalid sexuality and is indeed transphobic.
And that's all for Furry News today. See you again on the next Furry News. I'm Spot, signing off.